Hey guys, welcome to Bermuda and thank you for choosing Scooter Mart Rentals and Elbow Beach Cycles to rent your scooter. In my very biased opinion, renting a scooter in Bermuda is the best thing to do, the best way to explore Bermuda. Go and check out all the little coves, all the little restaurants, make your own itinerary. My job is to make sure that you stay safe out there on the roads and have a great time. So, first I'm gonna go over the controls of the vehicle. The most important thing I always say is we drive on the left-hand side of the road. That's the big one. What we're gonna do now is make sure you got your helmet done up, it's nice and tight, and then we're gonna do a quick test ride with you guys. Our instructors out there will do that in person with you just to make sure the controls are good and you know how to work the vehicle. Let's go over the actual vehicle and the different controls we have on the scooter. So we have two options, the basic moped and the large moped. Remember, these are 50cc scooters. That is Bermuda law. So we cannot legally rent out anything, or anyone cannot rent out anything that's over 50cc. That's the engine size. So we've maximized the power for a 50cc engine, but you're still gonna be going a bit slower than traffic because we just have smaller engines, because that's the law. So with the same 50cc engine, we have the basic moped. It's a bit of a smaller vehicle, better for one person. With two people, it's gonna be a bit tight. And then we have the large moped, which is much better for two people, although remember we have the bigger wheel diameter with the same power. So when you have that bigger diameter, it's a much smoother ride, much more comfortable. I would prefer it, but it's less torque, right? The same engine is turning over a bigger wheel, so going up hills, you're gonna be going a little bit slower. As long as you're patient and you're having fun, you'll be good. So on these scooters, the first thing is to turn on the actual bike by turning the key. When you turn it on, these gauges will turn on, and that's how you know the actual battery on the vehicle's on. Just like in a car, if you leave that key on, the battery will die. So don't leave the key in the on position ever. Now, to turn it on, make sure the battery's on, and then we're gonna hold a brake in and push that starter button. Now the actual engine is on, all right? You can hold either the left brake or the right brake, but you have to hold these brakes at the same time as you push that starter button there. Over on this side, we have the horn, high beams, low beams, and indicators. Indicators are really important. To turn the indicator on, we're going to flick this to the left. You'll see up here, when the indicator's on, the left indicator light will be flashing. To turn the indicators off, we just have to push this back in. And same to the right indicator light will flash, and then we just have to push that in to turn it off. This is really important because you often see a lot of rental scooters riding around with the indicators on. Unlike a car, they don't automatically turn off. So you have to push it in and manually turn it off. So guys, these bikes have two stands. Stands are where you put it on while you're in park. So the side stand, and then they also have a main stand, right? This one, you gotta kind of give it some elbow grease. And now that it's on the main stand, you don't have to use the side stand. What's important to remember is always, if this side stand is down, when you try to start the engine, it's gonna give you that sound like it's trying to start, but it can't. So if you hear that, remember to double check this side stand here. Once that's up, it'll let you start the bike properly. When you're leaving the bike unattended, whether you're at the beach or overnight, wherever it may be, turn the handlebars all the way to the left, and then you can push in on the keys and turn it to where you see the lock right there. So on these seats, you can store stuff underneath, whether it's your helmets or your bags, beach towels, whatever it may be. To get into the seat, put the key in the side there and turn it to the right. Now you can store stuff here. This is fuel, so if you ever run out of gas, you can go to any gas station. The gas stations are like every 5 minutes while you're driving around Bermuda. Top it up. These bikes might take $7 or $8 of gas. That's about it. You do not have to bring the bike back to us full of gas. The gas that's in there is all yours. You can bring it back to us empty if you want, although we'd appreciate it if you did bring it back full. It would be a nice gesture. And then these are the two brakes, okay? So back brake is on the left, front brake is on the right. In Bermuda, because we're doing much lower speeds, we're going around tight little curves, little tiny hills, we're gonna use about 75% back brake, about 25% front brake. Whereas for motorcycle riders out there in the US on big highways, they do teach you to use mostly front brake This is the opposite. We're gonna use mostly back brake, just like if you're riding a bicycle. So we're controlling the handlebar with our pinky and our ring finger and our thumb. We are resting our fingers on this back brake. So at any time we can pull it and we will be safe, right? That will stop you even at full speed. 2 fingers pull will stop you. And then of course we have the throttle. This throttle is when you turn it like that, just like on a car when you push down your foot, it's going to make the engine go. When the engine's on, we want to make sure that you have the hand position correct. This is the most important thing about riding a bike, hand position. So your right hand should always be rested on the throttle, on the handlebar. And when you want to turn throttle on, you make your wrist should now look like a V, right? And then when you want to turn the throttle off, your wrist should be straight, all right? People commonly make a mistake by reaching up and then pulling back. And that is extremely dangerous, and make sure you never ever do that. That is how you can accidentally, in Bermuda we call it whiskey throttle. You can accidentally grab on because you get a bit startled by the power of the engine, and then you really don't feel like going like that when you're losing control. So make sure you gently rest your right hand on the handlebar and turn the throttle on like that, turn the throttle off like that. What often happens, guys, is these hand positions, you don't do the hand position correctly, and then we get what's called whiskey throttle, which is, this vehicle is sometimes to a beginner rider, or even if you haven't rode a scooter for a long time, the sensation of twisting your wrist and being yucked forward underneath you is you're not used to it, right? So what this exercise is designed to get you used to that sensation. And when you're not used to that, the natural human response is to grab, right? It's like grab on for your life. If you grab on and you don't have your hands on the brake over here, and when you grab, you have on throttle, what happens is this happens. Right? That's how you end up in the bushes. We don't want that to happen. It's very easy to prevent that, and it's to do the correct hand position, right? If you have your 2 fingers on the left brake here, if that ever happens, if you have the wrong hand position on the right, on the throttle side, you're not going anywhere, right? So right now I have my 2 fingers on the brake, full throttle, I'm not going anywhere, all right? So this initial first exercise is designed to just really kind of connect the neurons in your brain and get you really used to the sensation of what happens when you do the throttle, what happens when you do the brake. It's called the tappy tap exercise. So we're gonna tap the throttle, tap the brake, and maintain perfect hand position throughout this entire blue course over here. So we're gonna turn the engine on, hold a brake, and remember, well, my wife came from Florida, and when she first got on a scooter, she thought she was in a car. So she got on the bike like this and then toppled over. You're not in a car anymore. This is a bike. So this is how you do reverse with your feet, right? We don't have a reverse button on here. And for tight little turns, you should use your feet. That's how we park it. That's how we take tight turns at low speeds. So always remember, you can put your feet down. So part of this exercise is not only teaching you the throttle, teaching you the brake, also teaching you that you can walk this bike at any time throughout the course while you're riding it. So we're gonna turn the engine on, and at first we're just gonna alternate between tapping the throttle and tapping the brake, all right? And we're going to walk it with our feet around the blue course. So I'm gonna do a little tutorial here. Tap throttle, tap brake, tap throttle, tap brake. We call it the tappy tap exercise. Throttle brake, throttle brake. So that obviously doesn't look pretty, and it's not designed to look pretty. It's designed to get you used to this sensation. That's not how you're going to be riding on the road, but that is what we need around that blue course with the cones out there. We're going to go around that course a couple times to make sure that you're comfortable with that, with the tappy tap exercise. Once you get comfortable doing it, you're going to go around a third time, or however long it takes you to get comfortable, and you can slowly, at your own speed, take your feet up, right? So you're gonna bring your feet up from there, and then you can try to do the course again. But always remember, you can put your feet down at any time. At the end, when there's a tight turn, put your feet down and take the turn. But at your own speed, you can take your feet up if you're comfortable and continue the same thing another lap. Tapping throttle, tapping brake, tapping throttle, tapping brake. Good job, guys. So once you've done that, and once our instructors have deemed that you got the tappy tap exercise good, you're A+ on that one, you're gonna do 2 big loops around the dockyard circle, right up to where your ship is, and then right back to here. 2 laps around there. It's a low speed environment. Everyone's looking out for rental scooters, people who are new riders, and it's gonna get you used to driving on the left-hand side, how it is to pull out into traffic, but everyone's going nice and slow. Please no speeding or being reckless at this point, or at any point. We just wanna make sure that you're safe and you got it down. Once you've done those 2 laps, come on back into us, give us a thumbs up, we'll give you the thumbs up back, and then you're good to go on the road. Guys, thank you, have a great time, be safe, and remember, we have multiple locations around Bermuda. We're open 7 days a week. We have a couple in Paget near Hamilton, the city. Actually, literally about 2 or 3 minutes before you get to Hamilton, the city center, you'll see our big, gigantic location on the left. It's got big Scooter Mart logos all over it, and it's super obvious. You can pull into there. They're open Monday through Saturday. They're happy to help you as well. Give us a call, 441-296-2300 if you have any questions, or visit our website. Have fun, guys.